Streamer Amiro has publicly accused fellow content creator Mizkif of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking, harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail during a Twitch stream on October 25. Today I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me and some of these issues which are still ongoing, Amiro, real name Emily Shunk, told viewers. Amiro and Mizkif were previously in a relationship and lived together in Austin, Texas, close to other streamers part of the OTK, One True King, streaming organization. She said she had avoided discussing the situation for most of the year. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all and not talk about this issue and just not make it a public thing, she explained. However, Amiro stated she decided to speak out after learning of alleged new incidents. I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me to someone in LA at the end of September, she said. Because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything. Amiro alleges that on one occasion, Mizkif tried to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. I am usually very uncomfortable being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face. And I let him do it, I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. And when I screamed, he jumped off me, like a cat, and instead of apologizing and checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now, I feel like I did something wrong, I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying. At the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us. Shunk continued, there were times when he would be upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him. And he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. She also alleges Mizkif threatened her through others. For a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with, she said. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. According to Amiro, Mizkif allegedly approached others to join him in such a campaign. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused, she claimed. She also referenced an alleged encounter at TwitchCon. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me, Amiro said. Allegedly, Mizkif planned to accuse Amiro of killing her rabbits, who had died while they lived together. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. Addressing Mizkif directly, she added, I'm sure he's probably listening now and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Amiro said she decided to come forward after consulting a lawyer. I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right because it's so serious, she said. Additionally, Amiro showed numerous screenshots displaying messages allegedly from Mizkif after she cut contact with him. The messages repeatedly ask Amiro to speak to him and for an opportunity to resume their relation.
She closed the stream by revealing she is in the process of filing a restraining order against Mizkif in both California and Texas. On October 25, Mizkif went live on Twitch. During the 40-minute stream, Mizkif said, in reference to his relationship with Amiro, that, I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't, and I was aggressive at times. In regard to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, and to stop talking about stalkers as a whole. Stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. On the relationship, Mizkif continued, I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the F-King relationship, But I was so confused as a person, and I'm sorry things got to this f***ing point. Mizkif continued to say that in the last 9 months of the relationship, things got toxic, claiming he told Amiru to move out. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep together or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to, because I wanted to be alone.